Fundamentally, that I need to, again, just go over with you guys is this before you does anything, okay? Whenever you're potentially playing open guard, this right here is about as bad position you could be in besides this, okay? But they're very similar. There's not much of a difference between this and this, okay? You need to be, okay, in a position where you are creating triangle. So if you look at triangles here, my elbow and knee, shoulder and hip. This is a triangle where side control happens, where mount happens. If their knee does not get into this space right here, there's no mount, okay? If they can't get into this space here, there's no side control. Sometimes you'll move your hip away, arms, and then you reset, okay? Knee, knee, pelvis, triangle. Arms framing, elbow, hands, elbow, triangle. Elbow, knee, hip, triangle. So you're literally like a triangular sphere, okay? These hands are framing, you're not grabbing. Whenever you think of grabbing, you think of pulling. So when you pull, you grab, okay? When you're framing, you block so you can move the hip out and you can begin to reset your triangle, your sphere composition, okay? Now what is the Bruce Lee? The Bruce Lee is when this arm hides the underhook, okay? And you keep your knee right about here so that this foot can also bump them as they pass, okay? And I can move myself around. So I force the person passing to fight this space, which forces them kind of to pay less attention to this arm, which enables me to get a quick underhook, okay? But the most important thing is that this has to deny them their left hand, because that's the arm that's going to control your head for side control. Side control is head control. Without head control, they don't really have side control, okay? Because when you control the head, you reasonably can control the hips, okay? Especially with shoulder pressure and so on and so forth. But then again, from side control, you're just holding, all right? And as much as great as side control is, in order for you to be able to do anything, you have to relieve weight to get your hands available to submit, because from side control, your feet are going out that way, and your hands are pretty much the only thing that you have. And you're not controlling the outside, unless you have like an underhook, but it's just a more effective to step over the head and go for the north-south matrix, okay? So I'm going to cup my inner thigh here and pinch my elbow as this hand is blocking. I can have this hand also, but I'm gonna keep wedging my left elbow into my hip, okay? So that I deny them easy access to an underhook, which a lot of people teach is, oh, I'm gonna frame here, but the person's just gonna put their right arm in here. So how that looks is like this. So let's say we're starting close guard, okay? So guard opens here. So I see he's already passing right about here. I'm blocking this. He's fighting here. I reinsert this. I'm making fun. And here's where the Bruce Lee comes out, and you have your underhook. This is an underhook. This is nothing. A lot of people think underhook is like taking off a hat or a, what do you call that? Turtleneck. It's not. You have to go along their belt line as if you're reaching for their far kidney, like Bernie does, and ripping it right out. Okay? So look, I'm here, right? I can frame here. Look, right here. You see how he's coming over my arm? Keep walking. Look. Keep walking. Right there. He does not have the underhook. I have the underhook. I have a mini T-Rex, and I have basically an escape going to my knee. Okay? To slow it down, you're like this. But if you're gonna be sitting here just like this, you're gonna eventually get pressured and roll to your back. You have to stay on your side, and you have to be able to use these knees to deflect hands and make them work to get around. Okay, so let's say for whatever reason guard opens, you're like, oh, he pushes the knee down and here. Yeah, now that was a little bit too fast. However, okay, got excited. So slow it down. See, if I do this, and he comes around, he's already got an underhook with his right hand. And now this hand, and I'm flat, and now at least this is in, but this won't do me that much good. He can move it over, reset, and grab my head, and not that way. Crossface, yeah, like this. And now he's got decent control, okay? Back. So what I'm gonna do is, my left hand, okay, is gonna be wedged in here. And now I don't have to sit here and let him have his hand where he wants it. Here, look, right elbow, right knees together, go ahead. And here's where the boosty comes out. From here, but if you notice, I move my leg out, and I have, this is the underhook, okay? I don't want to grab, it'll move. I want to reach and clamp, okay? If I get half guard, that's great. If I get just half guard, great. This is the underhook, applying hip pressure down, okay? This is the underhook. This is not the underhook. You don't want to be all like that, because it just doesn't work, okay? So what you're gonna do, slow, this hand, dropping, they come around, good. T-Rex, boom, clamp their hip. You can even use this arm to put pressure on their hip, okay? As you're driving forward and your shoulder pressure constantly still connected. I want to get to here, okay? Does that make sense, guys? One more time. Coming around here. Underhook. I have my right hand on the thigh. I can give it a little push here and I grab myself, corkscrew forward over the right shoulder. But for now, just get that underhook, see how far you get. Here we go. We get under the Bruce Lee. Okay. If this knee is down too far, it's too easy for me to just get here and start killing his Bruce Lee. So he's got to create a shield, force me around it. This leg can push me up, okay? So oftentimes we get here, and this has to be connected here. Rotate this way. This space is what you have to create this pass about, not this. Because what happens is that I want to get in there. Yes. So with this foot right here, he can literally kick me up and right into an underhook. Does that make sense? Also, for those of you who are really adamant about that underhook, you gotta kill that space right there. Yes, okay. That space is where their underhook will go. So that space is where my body's gonna go, okay? This foot can be up. You can force me to take a wide step around. Now, if this knee moves out of the way prematurely, and I get here, I'll kill that underhook because I'm jamming it up, okay? Doesn't mean it won't work because he's got like a little T-Rex underhook. Walk your hips to the left, okay? What he's gonna do is, he's gonna do a little T-Rex and he's gonna oop a bump real quick. And now he's got an actual underhook and he keeps going and going. Okay? The other thing you gotta keep in mind is this. What's it gonna be, underhook? Or are they really gonna go, meaning that, are you gonna get your underhook? Or are they gonna really try to get their underhook for control? Because that's what you guys should be doing. If I'm gonna really try to get that underhook right here, look, I can pressure here. But how am I gonna get this underhook? I'm not gonna go this way. So maybe I'll go here, but look at all that space. He just recovers the guard. Puts that right foot on the hip, and now it's an open guard. Does that make sense? So you have to be aware of both. Sometimes you go to a back open guard. Sometimes there's a lot of pressure, and they're just really wanting to pass. Really wanting to pass. So when they really want to pass, this is where you set up the Bruce Lee, okay? And this is very important because look at the angle. I gotta get around the head and then go this way. But I'm already past that underhook. Because oftentimes when you make the fight about here, We're really fighting here. But yeah, right there, look, right there. He kicks me forward. See, I'll fall right into his underhook. And then he's able to come up. Okay? So go a little slower, pick good partners, drill cooperatively, do 3 times each. 1, 2, 3. This is David, grab a partner, guys. And don't be shy with grabbing partners.